Welcome to the Wisconsin Works, or W-2 program. At Workforce Resource, we hope to partner with you in becoming gainfully employed within your abilities. As a work program, you will be completing different activities to help increase your skills, search for employment, and work through potential employment barriers, among other activities. All of the activities are intended to help you gain employment that will help support you and your family far into the future. As part of the program, you will be filling out different logs. Using the logs, you will be notifying us that you have completed all of the assigned activities. As with an employer, we do understand that life happens and that at times appointments can conflict with scheduled activities. When this happens, please contact your financial and employment planner as soon as possible to discuss potential changes to the schedule or possibly being excused from an activity for the week. All your logs are due on Monday before 2 p.m., other than holidays, when they would be due the next business day before 2 p.m. You may turn in the logs in person at the office by scanning and emailing them to your financial and employment planner, also known as a FEP, or by taking pictures of the logs and verifications and emailing them. Please be sure that all pages are legible no matter how you choose to turn in the logs. The logs and verifications need to be turned in together. The logs must be filled out completely and signed prior to submitting. Be sure that you read all the areas of the logs. There is important information to ensure you receive your full potential payment. The W-2 week runs from Sunday to Saturday each week. If you believe you have a good cause reason for missing any hours or activities, you must write the reason on your logs and provide verification to show the good cause reason to not complete your assigned activity at the assigned time. This may be in the form of a doctor's note, discharge paperwork from urgent care, subpoena for court, appointment cards, or other written verification. If possible, you should call or email your FEP before missing hours or activities. The logs that we will be reviewing today are the WAT or Work Activity Tracking Log and the WGSL or Weekly Job Search Log. One other log that you may be asked to fill out is the Work Experience Log. We will discuss that log in another video. We will start by looking at the Work Activity Tracking Log. The important areas of the log are highlighted for you to see. The pink highlighted area lists the activities that you and your FEP have put on your employability plan. On the first page of the WAT log, you will see all the activities from your employability plan. It will list the activity and any needed instructions, people who could verify the hours, and the number of hours you will be completing in each activity per week. You should also see your name at the top along with the week that the log will be for. The teal highlighted areas are important reminders for you. Please be sure to read them fully and ask any questions that you may have. Yellow highlighted areas are fields that you will need to fill out, either with details or by signing and dating to show your completion of the activities. Prior to submitting the log, you will sign and date at the bottom of the page where the participant's signature and date fields are highlighted in yellow. Each activity has its own page as part of the log packet. You will see the activity and hours assigned listed in the pink highlighted areas of the page. This will match both your employability plan and the first page of the log. In the yellow highlighted areas, you will fill out your activity information for the week. You will fill out the date, beginning and ending time of the activity, and the total hours based on your beginning and ending time for the activity. You will then enter a description. It could be something such as the Employability Skills Workshop, class time for technical college courses, or other similar descriptions. Finally, for in-person trainings, you will have the trainer or person in charge sign and enter their phone or other verification information into the signature and phone field. If an activity is completed virtually, you will complete the signature section with the name of the trainer or person in charge and their contact information unless your FEP tells you to do something different. Once you have completed your hours for the week, you will total all the hours at the bottom for total hours completed. If you missed any of the assigned hours, you will need to enter how many hours you missed and provide the reason for missing those hours along with the verifications that were discussed earlier for why those hours were missed. Your FEP will be verifying your activities each week as it is a requirement of the W-2 policy. As an example, you were attending an employability skills workshop on Tuesday. You started at 11, but at 11:30, your child's school called as they were sick and needed to go home. In that case, you will enter the following information. The date of Tuesday, in this case October 21st, the beginning time of 11 a.m., end time of 11:30 a.m., and total hours of 0.5 hours. For the description, you can put in the topic discussed. We will say that this workshop was on organization, and then you will also enter the information for the workshop instructor. Assuming this is the only workshop for the week, you will enter the completed hours at the bottom, 0.5 hours, and enter the hours that you missed, again in this example 0.5 hours, and the reason being a sick child. You will want to be sure to discuss with your FEP why the hours were missed, and the verification should be provided for each type of good cause reason. As we've discussed, you will need to provide verification for your activities. The verification that is used will depend on the activity that you are completing. You can use a screenshot from your phone if you need to research childcare, technical college options, or something similar. You can also use copies of sign-in sheets for training sessions. Training sessions completed by workforce resource staff are typically sent to your FEP by the session leader. At times, you can have the trainer sign your walk log, and that will count for verification of the activity. If you are completing technical college courses, you are able to have the professor for the course send an email stating that you have attended class for the week. If you have questions on what could be used for verification of any activity, please contact your FEP to discuss. Now we will discuss the weekly job search log, or WJSL. This form will be used if one of your activities is completing job search hours weekly. As with the WAT log, please take time to read the teal highlighted areas. These include instructions and important information. The pink highlighted area will show the week the log is for and when your job search hours should be taking place. This should match your employability plan. The yellow highlighted areas are what you will be filling out. These include the employer you contacted, the city of the employer, the date that you contacted them, the results of the contact, clock in and out times, and the details for the contact. In the results field, you will check off the most appropriate response for the outcome. You can think of the clock in and out times as when you begin and end your work on the job search. In the case of submitting a job application, when you begin filling out the application, you clock in, and when you have finished filling out the application, you clock out. For a phone call, the clock in time would be when the phone call started and clock out when it ended. In the case of an interview, the clock in time would be when the interview begins and clock out when it ends. For the details section, you should put the information of the position you applied for and a contact for that company. This could be the person who is listed as a contact on the job posting, the person who contacted you to schedule the interview, or the person you met with during the interview. If you missed any of your job search hours for any reason, you will write down the hours missed and the reasons you were unable to complete those hours in the additional comment section. As with the WAT log, you will want to include verification for the missing hours. Remember, it is always best to contact your FEP about any hours you miss, either before the activity time or as soon as possible afterwards. Once you have completed all of your job search activities for the week, you will sign and date at the bottom of the form. The same employer may have multiple lines on the log. For example, you might complete an application for a job on Monday, then the employer may call you on Tuesday to schedule an interview for Friday. In this example, you would have a line on Monday for the time working on and submitting the application. Then there would be a line for Tuesday showing the start and end times of the phone call scheduling the interview. Finally, you would have a line for the interview on Friday recording the start and end times for the interview. You may require more than one sheet to record your job search activities each week. You can print or request as many copies of the form as you need to record your job search activities with each activity on its own line. Job search log verifications may include a copy of the email you received after submitting an application online, a screenshot of your phone's history showing the call time, duration, and phone number, an appointment email if an interview is set up, or other written confirmation that an application was received. Remember, your FEP is available to answer your questions, including what is considered acceptable verifications, how to complete your logs, helping find job leads, or any other questions you may have about your activities, employability plan, or your W-2 program in general.